The doctors told me I have about 30 days left. It clarifies things in a way nothing else can. And the thing that breaks my heart right now isn't that it's ending. It's the realization of exactly how I spent the time I had. I didn't squander it on obvious vices. I spent my entire life trying to get through it. I treated my life like a to-do list, and I'm staring at the bottom of the page, realizing I forgot to actually live it. I rushed through it. That is the great tragedy of my 75 years. I treated every day as a series of obstacles to get past so I could arrive at a moment of rest. But the rest never came, because the habit of rushing, the constant forward lean, had become my baseline state. I was a deeply responsible person. I showed up, I did the work, I raised the family, but from the inside, my daily experience was entirely transactional. I woke up every morning with an invisible checkbox hovering over the day. The goal wasn't to inhabit the hours. It was to clear them. Get the kids to school. Check. Finish the workday. Check. Make the dinner, clean the kitchen, get through the evening routine so I could finally sit down. I turned my own life into a project to be managed rather than an experience to be felt. The profound danger of this mindset is that it feels exactly like virtue. Being efficient, being productive, getting things done. Society applauds this. No one warns you that if you treat your days as hurdles to jump over, you will eventually reach the end of the track having seen nothing but the hurdles. When you only have 4 weeks left, the sheer volume of hours I spent just trying to get them over with feels like a fortune I threw out the window. I wished my own time away. Because my mind was always fixed on clearing the next hurdle, I was rarely in the room with the people I loved. When I was at work, I was calculating what needed to be done at home. When I was at home, I was planning for what had to happen at work the next morning. When my children were young, I loved them desperately, but I found myself waiting for them to be older so the physical demands would be easier. I treated the present moment as a waiting room for a better, easier future. You spend 30 years with your center of gravity pitched forward, leaning into tomorrow, into next week, into next year. The devastation of this only becomes apparent when you run out of tomorrows. I try to look back at the dinners I had with my family in my 40s, and the memories are blurred. They are blurred because the camera of my attention wasn't focused on the table. It was focused on the emails I needed to send afterward. I was physically present for my life, but I was emotionally checked out, waiting in line for the next thing. Because I was always leaning forward, I categorized my time into 2 buckets, the important events and the static in between them. The important events were the vacations, the graduations, the major holidays, the big milestones. The static was the drive to work, the time spent sitting in traffic, the Wednesday evening folding laundry, the quiet, unremarkable Saturday morning. I treated the static as something to fast forward through. I practically held my breath through the ordinary days to get to the weekends, and held my breath through the winters to get to the summers. With 1 month left, I can tell you the absolute truth. There is no static. There are no in-between moments. Those ordinary Wednesdays and quiet Saturday mornings were not the filler. They were the actual life. When you know you only have 30 days, you don't long for another massive vacation or a huge milestone. You long for one more ordinary Tuesday. You long to sit in the kitchen with a cup of coffee and simply be alive without having somewhere to be. I rushed past thousands of those mornings, trying to get to a future that consists, ultimately, of this hospital bed. The reason I rushed, the reason I fast-forwarded through all those Tuesdays, was because I believed in a specific lie. I believed in arrival. I believed that if I pushed hard enough, cleared the inbox, paid off the house, got the kids settled, and reached retirement, I would finally hit a clearing. A plateau of peace where the pressure would lift, where I could finally put down my bags and just inhabit my life. The clearing is a mirage. The to-do list never ends. The inbox never stays empty. The problems simply change shape. The horizon of peace always stays exactly the same distance away, no matter how fast you run toward it. I spent 70 years running toward a finish line that was moving at the exact speed I was running. By the time I realized the race had no end, my legs had given out. The tragedy isn't that the clearing doesn't exist. The tragedy is that while I was running toward it, I ignored the entire landscape I was running through. I cannot fix it for myself. My forward motion has stopped, but you still have the horizon in front of you. Do not treat today as the bridge to tomorrow. Stop leaning forward. Shift your center of gravity back into your heels. When you're driving in the rain, just drive in the rain. Feel the wheel. Listen to the water. When someone is talking to you about something that doesn't seem important, look at their face and listen. Do not calculate your response. Do not tally what you have to do when they finish. Inhabit the exact minutes you are in. The friction of the daily tasks, the frustrations, the delays. Do not wish for them to be over quickly. They are the texture of your life. To wish them away is to wish away your own time. The destination you have been running toward your whole life is exactly where you are sitting right now. You have already arrived. You just haven't realized it because you're too busy packing for the next stop. I have about 30 days left to look at the ceiling and learn, finally, how to rest in the present moment. You have more than that, but you have far less than you think. Slow down. Take your foot off the gas. The great sum of your life is not what you accomplish. It is what you pay attention to. Instead of trying to get through the day, just be in it. It's all there is.